कुछ ऐसी टेक्निक्स हैं जिनका यूज़ करके कुछ ऐसे टिप्स हैं जिनका यूज़ करके मैंने अपने डेटा साइंस इंटरव्यूज डिक्टेट किए हैं एंड लेट्स सी व्हाट दे आर। Hey everyone, my name is Shubhankit and this is a Real Data Science channel. In this channel, we talk about more journalistic approach to our data science, and this is a part 3 of the series where we are discussing about hacking your data science interviews. So, in the previous series, in the previous topic of the series, we have talked about the complete skills that you need if you're sitting in data science interviews, की जो चीज़ें आपको अच्छे से आनी चाहिए. And in the second part, we discussed about some points जो कि आपसे एक्सपेक्ट किए जाते हैं एज एन इंटरव्यू की साइड से या फिर जो इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस होता है दैट वी डिस्कस इन सेकंड पार्ट। इन दिस थर्ड पार्ट ऑफ दिस वीडियो वी विल डिस्कस सम टिप्स, सम ट्रिक्स एंड सम पर्सनल सजेशन दैट आई हैव टू मेक टू यू व्हाइल सिटिंग इन इंटरव्यूज कि कैसे आप अपने इंटरव्यू को हैक कर सकते हो या फिर अपने इंटरव्यू को कंट्रोल कर सकते हो। और कुछ स्मार्ट तरीके हैं, कुछ ऐसे तरीके जो मैंने अपने इंटरव्यूज़ में यूज़ किए हैं, जो मैंने अपने स्टूडेंट्स को बोला यूज़ करने के लिए, जो मेरे सीनियर्स ने मुझे बताया, सब कोलैबोरेट करके I'll share those experiences with you. And so sit back and just listen. You don't have to write anything out of this video. You just have to listen and listen carefully, and this will be some interesting point. You will like this. So yeah, let's dive directly into the video.
So yeah, welcome to this video guys, and without wasting any time, let's just directly go towards the point. So as you can see on my screen, I have multiple points listed out here, right, that we'll talk about. These points can help you out, right? So basically, see, these are not strategies, you can call them like small points, and let me just be one thing really clear. These are intermediate points or building points. None of these points will be solely responsible for your job, right? These are the points that will help you collectively, they'll help you in having a better interview experience. And when you see those points, when you will have a discussion with me on this, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So let's go through them one by one. The first point that I have here, as I've already also written, less known because I think this strategy has been till now kept with the experienced peoples and with me and my friends, and many of these strategies we have found ourselves while working out and while failing multiple times. I myself have failed many interviews, so just going through that process, I've done my job search multiple times, of course, right? Whether when I'm making a switch, so I've done that strategic planning according to the time, okay, at this time what is important, and each time I've learned something new. I just collaborated all those points here. So first thing, I think this is the third time that we are repeating this thing. In the first part we said that, second part we said that, this third part we are repeating it for third time, that your CV is your syllabus. The syllabus of data science is not fixed, right? You want to have something right, if you want to cover everything about data science, that is not possible. You will do a PhD, you will spend 5-7 years of data science, and then you interview for some company. That is not what is expected from you, and that is not something we will follow, right? In an Indian market, we want you to get training in data science for 6-7 months at max, and then go and work as a data scientist, right? So in 6-7 months, nobody can cover everything in data science, no matter what course you are following and how smart you are. Not, it does not matter. Now the thing is, then what all topics you learn, right? So let me give you an example. So this is 2024, okay? 3 or 4 years from now, nobody knew about GenAI, and the most prominent thing out there were chatbots and recommendation models, right? So you should have a project of recommendation model or chatbot in your CV. Now you need to have one project of generative AI, right? So that is an idea, right? That based on a time, your syllabus changes, and now what is asked in your interview, that is determined by the CV, okay? If I have a CV of a person, he is interviewing for a data scientist position, and he does not have GenAI in it, I will not ask him any GenAI question. I will just ask him, hey, do you know about GenAI? If it is really necessary for the role that I am interviewing him for, I'll just ask him, hey, do you know generative AI? The way he'll answer, I'll understand how much he knows, whether he knows or not. But I will not emphasize on that because he does not have that thing on his CV. But if you have something like deep learning in your CV, I expect you to be an expert on deep learning in that particular case, okay? So that is an idea. Your CV is your syllabus. You can define your own syllabus, right? That is the point one of dictating your interviews. Secondly, quantify your work, right? So most of the time if you see a project in your CV, you did, let's say, a classification project, so you need to quantify those work, right? So what is the meaning of quantify here? Let's me just make a new slide. Quantify in the meaning of what outcome your project had, right? So if you have written something like, okay, I made a successful project, it was helpful for the client, that is not the right thing people want to hear. You want to hear something like, let's say, good for the client, okay, good for client, or successful or productive, right? These words are okay, right? But instead of these words, if you quantify these things, right? For example, my model that I built help improve the profit increase by 30%, or reduce the error rate by 40%, or increase the process 5 times faster, right, and give me 5x better results. Now this is quantification, right? You are quantifying your output, and this is what it is needed, and this thing is being checked by ATS as well, right? Now this thing is being checked by ATS as well, and in all of the good CV you will see these things. So try to quantify as many things as you can, not just your evaluation metric, guys. That is just one quantification. Apart from your evaluation metrics as well, try to quantify as many things as you can, right? That's really important. Next thing is your content can be less, but it should be perfect. I think we discussed this point in our first part as well, is that you should have whatever is in your CV. It might not be that fancy. You might have only one project in your CV. Okay, I just have one project, simple machine learning classification, but you should know everything about that project. You should have done that project completely. You should know each fundamental aspect of it. You should had good experience with it. Good experience meaning that you can tell me what roadblock you faced. You can tell me how did you encounter those, how did you solve those roadblocks. Everything you can tell me properly and in a logical way. That means you have genuinely invested time and efforts in that project. You have done that project, so that thing will prevail. That thing will prevail a lot over highly tech stacked CV in which you don't have that much of a confidence, right? And that thing we have seen multiple times, right? You see a CV that has 4 or 5 projects that are quite heavy project, all of them covering almost everything in data science, but when you ask them question, they lack on the fundamentals, or they just know the overview of the projects, and that that is a big trouble. That is the second point of how you should hack your interviews. Keep your CV intact, keep things you know. It doesn't matter it has to be really short, really long. It has to be something that you know really well. Next thing, work on increasing your probability, right? So this thing is something, it's a little bit motivational, right? But try to understand this. There are many things that are not in your hands, okay? And those things would be you reaching an interview if you're a fresher, right? So what you have to do is just work on increasing your probability, okay? How much, what are the features that will contribute to my selection, right? Just think of a machine learning perspective point of view, okay? So for example, let's say if I am building my Naukri profile, okay, so all of the input that the profile is taking me is basically helping the algorithm or giving some hint to algorithm. It is being taken as a feature, okay? All these points are being considered in pushing your profile to like in the algorithm, whether it will go up, whether it will go down, that will all come from the algorithms, all the features that you have passed there in your profile. Your name could be one thing, I don't think name would be a feature, but your salary, your current salary, your expected salary, your certifications, your projects, your GitHub link, your LinkedIn link, right? All of these things will act as a feature. Now sometimes what I see students, they ignore these points. Okay, what's the point of adding GitHub here? This much is fine. Don't do that thing. You leave no stone untouched, right? That is a rule, right? That give your 100% out there. Work on increasing your probability. Work on increasing your chances to give you more opportunities, right? And because see, there's a luck factor involved, and you cannot control that luck factor, but you can give yourself enough chances. Okay, if let's say if you're sitting in a campus interviews, okay, and okay, you have less chances of getting selected in interviews, but you have those chances of getting to the interviews, right? if you know कि okay there's a very less chance that if I get in interviews there's a 10% of chances that I'll make it, right? But getting to the interviews, that is in your hand. Why? Because the process is straightforward. In campus interviews they'll ask you aptitude questions, they'll ask you group discussion, they'll have a coding round and all those things. You can prepare for those things and increase your number of interviews, right? If you increase your number of interviews, these 10% chances in that case looks good, right? Okay, I give 10 interviews, I have 10% chances of getting selected in all the interviews, then I have more chances of getting a job. Okay, next thing, and I think this will be a little controversial, but try to understand this, guys. No certificate is worth, only your degree certificate and the official certificates are worth, right? So certificates from any ed tech, they are of no use. Only your degree certificates are of use. And if you have cloud certification or data certifications from Microsoft or Google or AWS or Tableau certification or Power BI certification, the official certification that requires you to pay money, for which exam happens in a monitored way, only those certifications are important. Apart from that, no other certification is important for you, right? And no other certificate will help you get a job. They will just lie in your CV, and trust me, many people have those certificates and it doesn't work, right? If you just want to accumulate certificates, go on a site, and there are many sites that provide certificates for free, but they are of no use, right? But do add certificates on Naukri profiles and all, because they don't limit you. But in your CV, you generally want to make a one-page CV, and then the idea comes of कि okay, मतलब स्पेस कितना जाएगा, राइट? तो उस केस में कोई सर्टिफिकेट कोई वैल्यू होल्ड नहीं करता. आपको बस अपने डिग्री सर्टिफिकेट और ऑफिशियल सर्टिफिकेट की वैल्यू होती है, अगर आप, क्योंकि उस चीज़ में मेहनत लगती है. अगर आप AWS के सर्टिफिकेट के लिए जा रहे हो या गूगल क्लाउड के सर्टिफिकेट के जा रहे हो, आपको प्रिपरेशन करनी पड़ेगी, आपको एग्जाम देना पड़ेगा, वो सर्टिफिकेट्स इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. टैब्ल्यू सर्टिफिकेट के लिए आप जा रहे हो, उसमें आपको वो टैब्ल्यू की नॉलेज होनी चाहिए, आप वो एग्ज़ाम दोगे, उसके बाद आपको सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा, राइट? तो इसलिए उन सर्टिफिकेट्स की वैल्यू है, और वही सर्टिफिकेट इंपॉर्टेंट है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, नन ऑफ द सर्टिफिकेट्स आर important. Some of the points: showing a learning mentality and to be a good listening techniques, right? So देखो, कोई भी ऐसे इंसान के संग काम करना नहीं चाहता जो काइंड ऑफ अ नो इट ऑल काइंड ऑफ अ पर्सन हो. अगर मैं किसी ऐसे बंदे के संग काम कर रहा हूँ जो मतलब हर चीज़ मैं लाइक आप नो इट ऑल काइंड ऑफ, आपको सब चीज़ें आनी है, आपको हर चीज़ में पार्टिसिपेट करना है, आपको सारे काम खुद करने हैं, देन यू नॉट अ गुड टीम प्लेयर, राइट? जिस भी बंदे को इंटरव्यूअर सेलेक्ट कर रहा है, उसके साथ वो 8 घंटे दिन के काम करेगा, राइट? सो यू वॉन्ट योर सेल्फ टू शो एज क्योंकि आई एम काइंड ऑफ अ टीम प्लेयर, एंड टीम प्लेयर्स ऑलवेज हैव अ लर्निंग मेंटालिटी, right? Even if I am working with my junior and he has more knowledge than me or she has more knowledge than me, I will listen and understand from it कि यार ये मेरे को भी बता दो थोड़ा सा, help me out there. That learning mentality you should have, and you should show that in your interview, right? Because interview is not just about किसको कितना आता है, interview is also about क्या आप इसके संग काम करना चाहोगे. आपको उन interview panel को या एक interview में जो बंदा है उसको एक convince करना है कि okay, I am a good person to work with because he will work with you, right? So never try to show your dominance in interview कि मुझे सब आता है, because उस केस में आपके संग कोई काम नहीं करना चाहता. Just imagine a person if you have faced in your life जिसको सब आता हो, वो portray कि उनको सब आता है, you don't want to even talk to them. Secondly, listening skill, and listening skill is a part of communication. We have I think discussed this thing before as well कि जब आप conversation skill की बात करते हो, communication skill की बात करते हो, तो it's not just about English, it's not just about speaking, it's about listening as well, right? जब आप प्रॉपर कन्वर्सेशन जो बिल्ड होती है उसमें स्पीकिंग एंड लिसनिंग बहुत होता है, राइट? तो उस चीज़ को थोड़ा ध्यान रख के हमें चलना पड़ेगा. नेक्स्ट थिंग, नेवर से दैट यू डोंट नो एनीथिंग. नाउ यू विल से कि ओके ये तो कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट हो गया पहले पॉइंट के साथ कि यू आर नो इट ऑल. नो, let's say I don't know about back propagation. So back propagation is a algorithm, is a kind of a technique that helps deep learning do its learning, right? So forward propagation and back propagation are two things. Let's say my interviewer asks me about back propagation and I don't know about it, okay? So, and I have not listed this in my CV, because if I have listed in my CV, I really know this thing. But let's say I have not listed this in my CV, but my interviewer is asking me, Shubhankar, do you know about back propagation? So how will I answer it? I will answer it like this. Okay, yeah, I've heard about back propagation. It is something, it is a technique in deep learning, but I have not got a chance to work directly on it, right? So I don't have much idea about it, and if I have given enough time and it is required for work, I can learn those things. Okay, now understand कि मैंने अभी क्या कहा है. मैंने ये बोला है कि यार मुझे चीज़ नहीं आती है, बट जब मुझे अगर ये चीज़ ज़रूरी होगी तो मैं ये चीज़ सीख लूँगा, है ना। और मैंने ये नहीं बोला कि मुझे चीज़, मैंने अगर ये डायरेक्ट बोल दूँगा कि यार मुझे नहीं आता, एंड देयर इज अ साइलेंस आउट आफ्टर दैट, that's awkward, right? So you understand what I'm saying here. You should never say no, like कि मुझे ये चीज़ नहीं आती। आप वो चीज़ नो बोलो, बट पॉजिटिवली उसको नो बोलो कि यार मुझे अभी चीज़ नहीं आती है, बट अगर मुझे इनफ टाइम मिलता है और ये चीज़ अगर काम के लिए ज़रूरी है तो मैं सीख सकता हूँ। मेरे पास में भी ये काफ़ी ऐसी चीज़ें सीख चुका हूँ जो काम के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट थी और मैंने खुद से वो चीज़ें सीखी थी। तो एक लर्निंग एटीट्यूड और एक पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट आप अपना प्रेजेंट करते हो इंटरव्यू के सामने। Next thing, always go with the process. Now there is a more of a general process, not specific data science. I always suggest people कि अगर आपके पास कोई इंटरव्यू कॉल आ रहा है, अगर आप जॉब सर्च में हो तो उस कॉल को अटेंड करो। ये नहीं कि आपके पास ऑलरेडी आप सोच रहे हो कि नहीं ये कंपनी अच्छी नहीं है। यार देखो, कंपनी हो सकता है अच्छी ना भी हो, तो आपको तो प्रोसेस से मतलब है ना। आप प्रोसेस में जाओगे, आपके पास एक इंटरव्यू ऑफर होगा तो आपके पास पहले तो कॉन्फिडेंस होगा नेक्स्ट इंटरव्यूज़ के लिए। दूसरी चीज़, आपके पास एक बैकअप होगा। तीसरी चीज़, आपको एक्सपीरियंस मिलेगा कि इंटरव्यू में क्या पूछा जाता है। अब ऐसा तो होगा नहीं कि ना आप सीधा गूगल का इंटरव्यू दोगे या सीधा माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का इंटरव्यू दोगे। आपको पहले छोटे इंटरव्यूज़ देने पड़ेंगे, आपको हर टाइप की कंपनीज़ में इंटरव्यू देने पड़ेगा और आपका एक्सपीरियंस गेन करना पड़ेगा। हो सकता है इन इंटरव्यूज़ में आपको कोई ऐसा इंटरव्यू मिल जाए जो आपका पूरा पेशेंस ब्रेक कर दे, जो बहुत ज़्यादा एरोगेंट हो, तो आपको एक वो एक्सपीरियंस हो जाएगा, राइट। हो सकता है कि आपसे कोई ऐसी चीज़ पूछ ले जो उस इंटरव्यू में पूछने वाली हो, आपको यहाँ ना आता हो लेकिन आपको वहाँ आता हो, राइट। तो ये सारी चीज़ें हो सकती हैं। तो कभी किसी प्रोसेस के लिए आपको नो नहीं बोलना है। एंड यार देखो, ऐसा नहीं है कि आप अगर प्रोसेस के साथ जा रहे हो तो आपके एंड में अगर आपको ऑफर मिल जाता है, यू हैव अ ऑप्शन टू एक्सेप्ट और रिजेक्ट द ऑफर, राइट। इट इज़ नॉट लाइक दे विल ड्रैग यू फ्रॉम योर होम कि नाउ लेट्स नो यू हैव नाउ गिवन द फाइनल इंटरव्यू, यू हैव टू कम। नो, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट। नेक्स्ट थिंग is dictate your interview by intentionally putting questions in your CV. Now this is the most important part, okay, and this is what we have experienced, guys. So in my college campus interviews we did this, and later also I have done this and it works, right? So it's like this, you yeah, and basically all of these points help you dictate your interview, but this one is highly emphasized on it. So basically what you do, it's not a trick or something, it's like this. For example, I have done a project and there's some classification project, okay, and there's a technique in that classification project, let's say class imbalance, because there was class imbalance involved in it, and I know really good about class imbalance. I know about the techniques, I know about in depth about, I'm like an expert in those techniques of handling class imbalance. So I want in my interview कि यार ये क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए तो क्या होगा कि अगर मेरा 45 मिनट 1 घंटे का इंटरव्यू है तो उसमें मैं क्लास इम्बैलेंस से बात कर लूँगा 5-10 मिनट, या तो मतलब एक अच्छा पार्ट निकल जाएगा इंटरव्यू का, वहाँ से डिस्कशन शुरू हो जाएगा, तो एक इंटरव्यू मेरे डायरेक्शन में चला जाएगा जो मैं चाहता हूँ। तो अब उसमें आप क्या करो, आप अपने CV में उस चीज़ को हाईलाइट करो, जस्ट मेक इट हाईलाइट इट इन योर CV, राइट। सो यू जस्ट कीप इन अ बोल्ड क्योंकि हैंडल क्लास इम्बैलेंस व्हेन यू आर स्पीकिंग अबाउट इट, राइट। व्हेन आई विल स्पीक अबाउट दिस project, I'll end it with class imbalance, right? So for example, if I'm speaking about a classification project, okay, I'll say okay, it's a heart disease classification project and it was for medical data, and we got the data from that particular site and it worked on different features. We had features like diagnostic features and some of the body features kind of a thing, and we worked on the EDA part of it, we worked on the data cleaning part of it, and then we did modeling and we got our best result on SVM. And I think the biggest roadblock in this project that we faced was class imbalance, and we handled it, right. Now did this give you an hint, क्योंकि next question the interview will ask क्योंकि how did you handle that roadblock of class imbalance, right? And now you have 10 minutes for yourself that you can speak कि हाँ 10 मिनट अब मैं class imbalance से बात कर सकता हूँ और वो टॉपिक आपको अच्छे से आता है, right? So it's like this, you are not doing anything wrong, you are just helping the interview come to your strength, राइट। एंड एक अच्छे इंटरव्यू में आपका जो डिस्कशन होता है वो 2 वे होता है। आप कुछ आंसर देते हो, इंटरव्यूज़ पे क्रॉस क्वेश्चन पूछता है, आप उसका आंसर देते हो, वो एक कन्वर्सेशन बिल्ड होती है, वो एक साइन होता है एक अच्छे इंटरव्यूज़ का, राइट। सो बेसिकली ऑल दीज पॉइंट्स आई हैड, सो दिस कंक्लूड्स अवर पार्ट 3 of this series of hacking your data science interviews. I hope you like this series. If you have not visited, please visit the past videos as well. They are really good videos, I think. And if you need any more video, if you have any doubts and other points that I have suggested in this video or any other video on my channel, just post in the comment of this video and I'll help you out. My name is Shubhankit. I create data science and content, and I currently work as an ML engineer. I worked as a data scientist as well. So I've been doing this for last 4 years, and I think I have loved this field, and I keep upskilling myself, because I know I have to teach others, right? So if you have to teach others, you have to upskill yourself as well. I have my own course as well. You can check that out as well on my LinkedIn profile. You can follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram and YouTube, and yeah, happy learning. I hope good things will happen for you, and just hang in there, and yeah, thank you.